Turds Show.
All right, what up? Thanks for joining. I don't know if you're on the live stream or not, but thank you for watching either way. Subscribe, hit the bell, notification. All right, this episode is called In or Out. Which RBs that were in the top 12 in 2020 of overall finish PPR will not be in the top 12 this upcoming year in 2021? That's a great. This is something I do myself all the time, like every year, just because guys are gonna fall out, and it's fun to try to figure out which ones, fun to try to guess which ones are gonna fuck up.
Well, if you can nail it too, you can capitalize on trading those who were in at a higher value before they're out.
Yes, and I went back in 2018, from 2018 to 19, 8 players were in the top 12. Then following year fell out. 2019, 2020, there was 6 guys. So, and I've noticed that it's usually about at least half the top 12 falls out. Oftentimes it's the back half. I will say that. It's like, 10, 11, and 12 are always cycling in and out.
Yeah.
But this is in and out. So let's just go over the top 12 from last year real quick. Oh, by the way, this is Brett the Hitman Phillips, owner of Cornelli Restaurant in Seattle. The uber successful, bro. You're getting hella press.
We're getting some press.
Dude, you're getting mad love. You guys are popping.
It's
beautiful,
good.
delicious
A lot of hard
pizzas.
work, but man, it's worth it.
Yeah, you're working your ass off 7 days a week. We have to do these. This is live at 8:30 in the morning. I don't know if the average Dynasty. I feel like Dynasty fantasy footballers might be a little bit more of the responsible type, maybe like more dedicated.
I woke up at about 7:30 this morning, and the first thing I did was look up another. I just keep Googling 21 mock Dynasty Superflex.
Yeah.
And it's the same articles. I'm like, man, I've already read all these.
Not even like honestly, the reason we started a podcast. This is the exact truth. Is because I'm not gaining any information from podcasts anymore. It's like at a certain point, everything they're saying is stuff I'm paying attention to and developing an opinion on. I mean, for like the first 10 years of fantasy football, everything that came out on like ESPN was useful. Yeah. And now it's like, I wish it was useful. I wish on Wednesdays when the rankings came out in redraft every week, I wish that was like, sweet. I'm like, that doesn't matter to me.
Well, and you can burn through all the content too. Like I'm just sitting there going, refresh, refresh.
How many times do you hit Roto World, the website, a day, do you think?
At least 3 times. Every time I go to the bathroom, probably.
I hit it
at work.
On a bad day, I probably hit it 20 times. It's like a tick. Like if I have a spare second while I'm driving, I'll just hit Roto World.
That's awesome.
Like with my phone in the holster. And are we live, Robbie? Can you check if we're live on the web browsers? Oh, I don't know if it went live. Oh, come on. Maybe it didn't go live. All right, whatever. It was our first shot. Go to let me check the actual YouTubes. Let me see if we're live on our YouTubes. If we're not, it's not a big deal. We're working out the kanks.
You have your streaming stuff.
Oh yeah, it's all
hooked into OBS.
She's all hooked up. Let me see real quick. Fantasy Turds. This is great though. I mean, we needed to figure it out anyways. No, I don't think we're live. Oh, there it is. Did we just pop up? Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. All right.
We're live. You want to play?
We're live now. No, I think we should have been live the whole time.
Back.
We should have been live the whole time. All right. We'll see. Okay, cool. Dude, if you're on right now, comment, talk shit. Feel free to disagree wildly with us. I don't know where to find our video, but hopefully we're there. All right. Anyways, so let's go over who was in the top 12 in PPR in 2020.
Why would a player fall in or out?
Yeah, a lot of injuries. One of the main ones. So like injuries is what knocks out the dope dudes, and that's a tough one to guess. Which awesome guy is going to tear his ACL in week 2?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Jamal Charles, Saquon Barkley, that whole thing. And then the second one is just situation changes, ineffectiveness. You barely made it to the 12 anyway. You're kind of lucky. In 2018, Tariq Cohen was a top 12 running back. Yeah. James White was a top 12 running back. So situation, especially in PPR, a lot of times I feel like random guys can sneak into the top 12 because they're pass catchers and they just happen to have a great pass catching year. That was James White, Tariq Cohen that year, 2018. And then my favorite one to try to predict, not really, it's kind of sad, but in real life, but the veteran fall off,
Yeah.
the guys that hit the wall, the Todd Gurley 2018 fell out.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yep, Le'Veon Bell. And that's going to be, I'm going to save it. I'm going to save my big surprise for my main guy outside of the top 12 this year is that guy. That's probably the biggest surprise. But, hey, can we do the, I'm going to do the thing again. Can you switch over to the like the song dial, remember? I told you from.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? Yeah. All right, we're going to be doing In or Out. You don't have to go to that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. It's not set up.
We're working that. We're fucking working out these motherfucking kinks. Robbie Schroeder on the keys. Perfect timing. All right, let's go to the top 12 from 2020, and then we'll start digging in. Top 12, and this is PPR overall. You could do season average, but it gets a little. Let's just be simple about it. Top 12 overall points. Number 1 was Alvin Kamara. Number 2, Dalvin Cook. Number 3, Derrick Henry. Number 4, David Montgomery. Number 5, Aaron Jones. Number 6, Jonathan Taylor. Number 7, James Robinson. Number 8, Josh Jacobs. Number 9, Zeke Elliott. 10, Kareem Hunt. 11, Mike Davis. Easy one. 12, Nick Chubb.
Oh.
Chubb?
Just for fun. Who was 13?
Yeah. Okay, Antonio Gibson.
Okay.
Who, let's be honest, in. And then, and also for fun, let's just go 14 and 15. Melvin Gordon, Naheem Hines.
Yeah, Hines is the guy I wanted to talk about.
You think he's going to be in?
No, I just want to talk about him.
You want to talk about him?
Yeah.
You like him? All right, let's.
He's just that sneaky PPR guy. Could sneak in. Something happens to Taylor.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, he's interesting, right? Especially. Okay, let's go at number 1. Alvin Kamara, in or out?
In,
right? He stays. He's not an injury-prone guy necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Alvin Kamara in. Dalvin Cook?
Let's say Alvin Kamara in. Is he still top 3?
Ooh, that's a great one. I think Alvin Kamara might. Yeah, I mean, with Sean Payton, I think he can still scheme him. And how did he look when Breeze was hurt?
I think he was still all right.
Yeah, but I think he had his worst games around that time, didn't he? I don't know, man. I think he might be out of the top 5. I think it's a good bet that Alvin Kamara maybe falls out of the top 5 this year.
I'll tell you what. If in like week 2, 1, 2, 3, he's not Alvin Kamara of the past. Trade target buy low right there.
Yeah, you think so? While they're trying to figure it out or whatever. Yeah, he. I think his splits with and without Breeze were not encouraging. I mean, his 56-point game was I think the week Breeze came back. The week he had like 6 touchdowns. Yeah, I mean, let me look real quick at what were the weeks that Breeze missed, because that's a great thing to figure out. He missed weeks 11, 12, 13, and 14. Let's look at those for Kamara. Buying. All right, 11. Yeah. I mean, some of his weakest points of the year were those weeks. So, yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, I think maybe let's say he's out of the top 3, but I still think he's like top 7.
Because you're throwing McCaffrey and Saquon. We'll get to those guys.
Yeah, totally. So Kamara in, but maybe a little worse. Maybe more like top 6, maybe top 7. Dalvin Cook in. And I like Dalvin Cook too because I feel like he's settled. He is an injury guy. He's gonna miss like 2 or 3 games, but he's so good it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's incredible.
I think he missed 2 games last year, and he still finished 2nd overall.
Dalvin Cook's like in the prime right now.
Yeah.
And I think that I feel like Dalvin Cook is like plateaued. And like, in the next 2-3 years, you're gonna start seeing the Dalvin Cook decline.
Yeah.
If you got him, hold him.
Yeah. And I wonder if there's going to be a point where he, like the injuries, we talk about all the time is like trying to, it's like the same thing with the stock market when you're trying to guess when do you sell that perfect time, and you can never really guess it. But I feel like with running back, it's better to be too soon than too late. And in Do you think it'd be smart to just hold on to like a guy like Derrick Henry until he just completely falls off, or miss one good year but you got out at a full value?
I would rather miss one good year, get out at full value. I think
In Dynasty especially.
Yeah, I mean, I said sell Derrick Henry last season.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think now, especially with like veteran dynasty players too, like you see that age 27, and it's like, you know,
and he
it's
still has
kinda,
so much value.
Yeah, kind of like that David Johnson, that age where you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I think Dalvin has at least, but probably up to 27. But the fact that he's an injury guy already, there's going to be a point where it's like, all right, now he's missing 6 games. Now he's missing like.
Dude, if Dalvin finishes top 3 this season, I'm looking to trade him, and in the off season.
Yeah. All right, we got Derrick Henry at 3. In or out?
I think he's in.
Out.
Really?
Can you throw me a fart for that? He's out. Get out of here.
I don't see. I don't, because again, you have like 100%, almost 100% workload.
Yeah.
You know, he's getting all the carries.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't see unless it's because of an injury.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of volume he's going to get is going to keep him in the top 10.
I'm taking a gamble on this one because looking at 2018 to the 19 to 19 to 20, 17 to 18, one of the fall-offs you talked about the categories of how you fall off. One of them is veteran fall-off. And there's always one main guy that does it. Le'Veon, Gurley, like somebody does it. I think he's my gamble on that guy this year. And I'm doing it based on the curse of the 370, the insane load in back-to-back years. Also 2,000 yards it's not really a curse, but it is kind of a never the same again. Nobody ever reaches 2,000 yards again, but they're also rarely as effective as they ever were before. So I'm just kind of taking a gamble on that.
That's
I think
fair.
it's
I thought that's
sketchy
what you were,
advice.
I thought that's the direction you were going to go with Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I think I think just due to sheer volume, I mean Darrington Evans. They'll see what they do in the draft. I watched a lot of Darrington Evans highlights over the last 3 weeks because.
Do you like him?
I was trying to find a reason to get him.
Yeah.
And watching him in college, and I was just like, I don't know.
He's whatever.
Yeah, he'll end up getting cut after the draft or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, were me and you talking about, like, is there somebody in this draft that resembles Derrick Henry? Like, is it Ravondre Stevenson? But he's not really. He's more of a Michael Bush type, right? Like, not.
Yeah,
he's not
I mean,
as bulldozy.
Najee Harris, I guess, is the best.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to. I don't think the Titans are going to be able to get him, or would they? Are the Titans in the first round?
They are.
Maybe they get Najee.
I don't think. No.
That seems a little. This seems a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Derrick Henry is still a top 7 guy this next year.
Yeah. All right, so I'm picking Henry as my first out, and I'm picking it on. I'm gambling on him as the veteran fall off guy. By the way, you would have been right to pick C-Mac going into this year. He's not really a veteran fall off guy, but like a workload injury guy. That's another better category to say. Workload following year, probably going to catch up to him situation. That combined with veteran fall off, for me, Henry, he's that perfect prime spot to miss 6 games, something like that.
I think the fact that we're even debating it is a good indicator that it's like maybe now is the time to get out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like if it was like both of us were like slam dunk.
Yes.
You know, that's a hold, but
yeah,
we're wishy-washy on this one.
All right, David Montgomery, in or out?
I love D-Mont, dude. I think he's going to be in.
Can you give me an applause?
Yeah.
D-Mont in.
David Montgomery.
Yeah.
David Montgomery.
David Montgomery's in.
You saw that stat.
Just go for 20.
You saw that stat I gave you a couple weeks ago, like I think it was weeks 11 through 17.
Yeah.
David Montgomery was like on another level, like Saquon numbers, like high 20s.
Yeah.
Like
wasn't he playing weak defenses? Was there any of that type of situation?
I'm sure there was some factors in there, but like
Let's see who he was playing.
But when you look at, if you like, they were saying like if you extrapolate that to an entire season, dude's like 19 touchdowns, 1,700 yards, like.
And he wasn't really a scrub even before that.
Yeah.
Like before that, he was a solid RB2.
Yeah.
And then he went to elite RB1.
And climbed, like, let's say through week of 10, he was running back 18.
Yeah.
Dude, and like slingshot himself up to 4. Like, that's a really impressive jump.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Bears were also kind of winning. Like
That's when Trubisky came back.
And then Trubisky was okay, and he was playing decent football.
Yeah.
I think he had like one bad Trubisky game, but he was doing okay. But yeah, I mean, it looks like to me, if you're Matt Nagy, like clearly your quarterbacks suck. So quit trying to, because he came from the Andy Reid offense, right? So like in my head, he's always been trying to find his Pat Mahomes, his even though they were picked in the same draft, Trubisky and Mahomes, whatever, trying to build it around that throw first situation, clever play calling and all that. So at a certain point, he's like, all right, these guys suck. Let's just run the ball.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing that scares me is they just brought in Damian Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They still have Tariq Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing that's bothering me a little bit is they brought in like a veteran dude who at one point, at one small point, was like an RB2, RB1.
Yeah, Damian Williams like 29 though now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's like. I think you're fine on that. I think worst case scenario, Damian Williams gets too much action and then probably gets an injury because that's been happening to him. He sat out all of last year. He was kind of injury prone the year before. He caught a couple injuries. So
or
Tariq,
maybe
I think, is a bigger concern because I mean Montgomery was getting targets. He had 6 targets, 4 targets in his run of awesome games. 6, 4, 4, 2, 2, well, not bad, and then 9.
Yeah.
So, but he also, to be very clear, he was playing absolutely trash defenses. Green Bay, I believe, was really weak. Detroit, I know, was one of the worst. Minnesota was bad. Houston, yeah. He was playing a lot of bad defense.
Minnesota was like
were they good?
Top 6, I think.
At rush defense?
Total defense.
Okay, but I'm thinking fantasy points allowed.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing, you know how like you see the color in Sleeper? I'm pretty sure in my head all those teams were
yellow, red.
Green.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the opposite of red. So David is in. Aaron Jones is the 5th scorer.
If Aaron Jones would have gone to a different team, I would have said out.
Out,
but
he's in.
The fact that they re-signed AJ Dillon, concern?
Mm-hmm. A little bit, but
they paid him though.
But they paid him, and AJ Dillon's on a rookie contract, and also Jamal Williams was always there too, being annoying. So now he's always going to have a second running back that's there to be a little annoying, but they paid him.
Yeah.
You made the point. He's in. Unless he gets an injury, he's in. But you have to kind of take your bet on the guys who are going to get an injury too.
So we have one out.
One out.
Derrick Henry.
So
this is getting tough. Where are we at right now?
It's going to start stacking up pretty quick. The outs start going out.
Okay.
Pretty good. That's RB5 is Aaron Jones in. Jonathan Taylor in.
Gotta be
in. And this is the first one, and I feel bad about this. Number 7, James Robinson.
So if I was a betting man, which I am,
yeah,
I would bet James Robinson out.
Out.
He's got to be.
Can we get it out? James Robinson. Wait, one more time. James Robinson out. There you go. We're getting our chemistry down. Yeah, I think it's just.
I love him.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He was a PFF darling. He's a great running back.
We talked about what are the things that can happen, like system change. He's with the same team, but a whole new coaching staff is coming in, a new quarterback. When they had Minshew and was it Glennon?
Who the fuck else was? Yeah, who was throwing the ball? Who was not Minshew?
Who was the other person?
Who was he?
So think about that. Like, is it with Lawrence and Urban Meyer? Is it going to be just a complete run? Dude, he was getting elite.
90+% snaps, 90+% touches. I mean, he was getting it's Doug Marrone. Doug Marrone did that in back-to-back years. He did it with an ineffective Leonard Fournette, and then he did it with James Robinson. That's his MO. I mean, for all we know, Urban Meyer might be more of a Sean McDermott type Bills guy. It's like, doesn't matter how good you are, I'm splitting this shit up.
Yeah.
And so
I think if anything, the real scenario that's going to happen is James Robinson's still effective, but gets less work.
Yeah, and I think he might be, they might bring somebody in on passing downs, which he was awesome on passing downs. It's kind of annoying.
Did they sign Carlos Hyde?
I think I saw.
Yeah, because the Urban Meyer. Yeah. So what happens is Carlos Hyde now the goal line back?
Right. Goal line, exactly. Goal line back. All all that horse shit. Did he sign? I just wanted to confirm that before we move on.
Carlos Hyde?
Yeah.
He did.
He definitely got Jags.
Yeah,
there we go.
He played for Urban Meyer, Ohio
right.
State. And
Yeah, okay. So, I'm picking him out, unfortunately. I feel bad because I traded him, and I wasn't trading him because I thought that at that time. I was just, I got C-Mac out of you, so that was
C-Mac.
I got a C-Mac.
Well, see, this is the other thing, too, you got to take into
It'd be so
consideration.
funny if C-Mac was like, it's actually C-Mac.
Yeah, a little accent mark
For his
above
brand.
the A.
He starts going Russ Wilson on us and getting all bougie.
So the thing about this, too, you got to take into consideration, when we say out, like James Robinson's like RB 13, 14.
Exactly.
You know, like
yeah. That's a good
he's
point.
not like a cuttable player.
Totally. Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but if you can get RB7 value, which I think I did,
I think I did too.
and I think you did too.
Yeah.
And best of luck, Lady J, if she's watching this in our
not.
league. Yeah. If she does eventually, maybe people will binge. James Robinson out, so now we got 2 out.
Can I say
5
something
in.
real quick?
Yeah.
A lot of times people say, I don't have enough time for fantasy. Like, stop bothering me. I'm at work. I have a wife that's about to give birth to our
About to
child.
pop.
I just started a business. Nolan and I are running a podcast.
Yeah.
And I still have plenty of time for fantasy.
Yeah. Can I brag a little bit?
Please.
I own 2 different businesses in 2 different states, and I'm a stand-up comic who performs a lot, especially now, more and more on the weekends. Married. And you know what? We get up early.
Yeah.
And we get the goddamn job
So
done.
so when I text you about fantasy and you say I'm too busy, please, you are not.
Here's the truth. This is why it's bullshit. The truth is it's a lack of desire. It's a lack of desire, and that's okay. You know, maybe they have different priorities of what they want in life. But this fantasy football for me is the ultimate. If I have spare time, this is what I want to do.
This is all I want to do.
Yeah. So even stand-up, like comedy, was that. But now I am doing it. I have to treat it a little bit more seriously. It's not necessarily the fallback, waste time thing. You know what I mean? It's something I have to put more energy into. But honestly, it might get that. Nah, it'll probably never get that way with fantasy football. Checking Roto World is still my absolute. Obsession.
We're trying as hard as we can to burn out on fantasy, and it's not happening. So
well, that's why we started. To that point, though, I feel like that's why we started a podcast. Is because like. Burning through content, burning through advice, burning through people's analysis.
Can't get enough.
I was like, well, now I'm just thinking about my own ideas for a couple of years, and then we got in and out.
Yeah, we go myth bust things we're thinking about.
I don't want to see like what would it be? Sell high, buy low, or like the video that would tell me what we're looking at right now. Like I don't want to see that video. I want to think about it and put it out there. So hopefully this is helpful to you guys. James Robinson out. Number 8, Josh Jacobs.
See ya. This is my big out.
Josh Jacobs out. Get out of here.
I would have said Josh Jacobs out last season too.
Yeah, you would have been wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kenyon Drake coming in.
The shit show that is the Vegas Raiders. I don't have faith in the decision making of that team. This is one thing I do is like I listen more to I just try to listen to analysts and people that know more about football and then try to make fantasy decisions. So, pretty much universally it's like, why the fuck did you give up your entire offensive line? Trent Brown, Gabe Jackson, and whoever quality player gone. Three true quality starters out. I don't know if they have a plan for that. I don't know if they've made some subsequent moves or if they know something we don't know about the guys that are behind them. I do not get for the life of me getting rid of 3 starting linemen and then signing Kenyon Drake to a $5 million a year contract.
Yeah.
With a first round talent
on a rookie contract.
Yeah. Whatever.
Unless they don't like Jacobs and they're planning on.
How can you not like? To that point, I like So this is the thing. He's out because of the situation, not the player. I like Jacobs. I think he's a solid running back. I think he's a poor man's Chubb, which is good. I think Chubb is as elite as you possibly get as a running back other than Henry. It's nothing against Jacobs, man. It's just I don't trust that brass. And he's kind of been a little injury, What if he catches
Jacobs just doesn't he doesn't pop. He doesn't. When I watch him, I'm like, pass.
His rookie year, he had a few he looked solid. Again, he looked like a poor man's Chubb or a poor man's Zeke. Same he has a solid skill set at the, he's not doing anything elite, but he picks the right lane. He's got some solid like movement skills, the ability to plow somebody. Nothing elite. You're not like Shady where he's like, oh, he can juke. He's not like Derrick Henry where he can just murder you.
In our startup, I passed on Jacobs and took David Montgomery. And for the first season, I looked like I was taking a big L. And now it's kind of reversed.
Oh, I mean, I'm eating crow on that. I remember thinking,
I love David Montgomery coming out of college, and then I think I picked D-Mont in like the 3rd round or something in our startup, or 4th round or something like that.
Yeah, and Jacobs was still available.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's still talented enough to be the bell cow. I just don't trust that team at all.
Yeah.
I mean, they even signed. Who did they go out and get even at receiver? That kind of bothered me.
John Brown.
Yeah, it's like, do you
John
like
Brown
Ruggs or not?
They got it's Willie Snead.
Snead too. I mean, I guess get some depth there, but I it's like, okay, you pick Ruggs in the 1st round. He's trash. Are you already maybe being like, well, we don't know if we're going to target him that much? You pick Jacobs in the 1st round. I just I don't get how they operate. It doesn't. If you have a 1st rounder, bro, force him the ball.
Yeah.
Force him the ball as much as you like. I like what they did with Fournette. You know what I mean?
Who could they
force him and then get rid of him if you think he's trash?
Didn't they select Clelin Ferrell at
at 4.
the 4th overall?
4th pick.
Who could they have picked in that draft?
Great point. Yeah,
I want to know
question.
who they could.
Can you type
have.
in on the internet web browser there, Robbie? And then you can pull this up when you find it.
The 2019?
I think it was 18, because he was available to me.
On YouTube?
No, you can just type on like Google. 2019 NFL draft 1st round. 2018 NFL draft 1st round. And then it just find anything that pulls up a list.
And then they had another 1st round, and they picked that like Arquette guy from Ohio State.
Mm-hmm. Damon.
Yeah, the
Damon
cornerback
Arquette.
Who wasn't even the better cornerback.
I remember that. That was 2019, I think. That was when they got Ruggs and Arquette. Or maybe it was 2018. The CBS Sports pop-ups.
You want Wikipedia instead?
Yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, a little wiki. But yeah, I got Josh Jacobs out purely on situation, purely on do this exercise for yourself if you want. Actually, here we go. So let's go down. Can you switch over to display too while we do this? Let's go player selections. Okay, so we got Baker, Barkley, Darnold. Oh, you must be right. It must have been 2019. Can you do the same search? Go back to us and then.
Just click in here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Look at that.
He gets
Code.
it. He gets it.
Yeah,
Clelin
there we
Ferrell
go.
passed on Devin White. next
Josh
pick.
Allen. He passed on Josh Allen.
Well, that's the linebacker.
I know, right? The worst.
They passed on Devin Push, Devin White.
Yeah. Keep going. Not that much after this.
Noah Fant.
Jeffrey Simmons has been better, I think. Don't you think Jeffrey Simmons has been a better?
Yeah. There's Josh Jacobs.
Montez Sweat. LJ Collier. God, the Hawks. The Hawks suck in the 1st round, man.
Could have got Debo there.
Yeah. It actually, I mean, you're not going to go to the 2nd round. You got to pick value. I'm sure Clelin Ferrell was a highly touted prospect. Darnell Savage has been pretty good.
Yeah, they definitely. Back. I mean, they should have gone.
What's that? Yeah, you can go to the top.
Devin White, man, that guy's a superstar, though. You know.
Yeah.
And he was like the best linebacker in the class.
Yeah, I mean, you could say Hawkinson, but that seems like kind of a reach. I didn't know Hawkinson was the 8th pick, bro. Kyle Pitts is going in the top 8. There's no. If Hawkinson went in the top 8, all right, we can go back. So let's do another. I want to just kind of show people what happened in 2019. So 2019, this is back to the regular list. 2019 season stats. There we go. 2019. Okay. So here was the top 12 in 2019. McCaffrey, Aaron Jones, Zeke, Eckler, Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley. This is all in order.
Saquon was hurt for like half that season. He still finished top 10.
Yeah, that's right. Kamara was 10. He was hurt too. Ingram, Carson. Here's who was out. I'll just, because I already looked at it, just speed it up. Carson next year out. Ingram out. Barkley out. Fournette out. Eckler out. C-Mac out.
That's 6 players,
6. And then, like I was saying before, in 2018 to 19, there was 8 guys. And I'll just tell you who was out from guys who were in the top 12 in 18 that fell out in 19. These are the guys: Gurley, James Conner, James White, Melvin Gordon, David Johnson, Joe Mixon, Tariq Cohen, and Kareem Hunt. The entire back half, 7 through 12, all out. So that's 8 people out of 12. Okay,
so we've only got 2 people out.
Yeah.
I feel like we're behind.
It picks up quick. It picks up quick. All right, so let's get to. No, we have 3, by the way. We have for me. You have 2 people out. You're disagreeing with me on Henry.
So you have Henry. You
Yep.
have Josh Jacobs, and you have
James Robinson.
Okay.
All out. 9. This is 2020. 9 was Zeke. I think he's in. What do you want to say? What do you want to say?
I think he's in.
Because he was in with a hurt with Andy Dalton.
But at what point is Zeke gonna get injured?
Okay, so to that
what point is Zeke gonna fall off? They're losing. Their offensive line is becoming less and less effective.
Yes, I love it.
Dak is back. Dak pass attack is back.
I love the concentrate. I saw you concentrate.
Just lock in.
The Dak pass attack is back.
I mean, you're spending all this draft capital on, and like let's say they take another. Let's say they take the Kyle Pitts, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you really gonna run the ball 30 times a game?
I think they take a lineman in the first round. That's first of all.
Even with the 3 receivers you have, like, are you really gonna run the ball? What was Zeke averaging?
But
24 carries a game.
But But this is what I want to talk about though. So Zeke with Dak. 27 points, 20 points PPR. 27 points, 20, 19, 17, 19, 23. Dak gets hurt week 5. His points after: 10, 8, 8, 8, 19, 1, 13, 7, missed a game, 17, 15, trash. His splits with and without Dak, and remember, Dak was lighting it up. Like there was that one game, I think Dak threw like 4 or 5 touchdowns. So while the team was still unbelievable, Zeke was still eating. You know what I mean? And while the aerial attack, while the Dak, what is it? The Dak air.
The Dak.
Dak's back air attack.
Sure. Let's just keep changing it.
The big bad Dak's back air attack.
Dak's
was hot.
backpack.
Yeah.
Eating
Dak's
Zeke attack.
Dak's little black backpack's back air attack. Was like hot. I mean, he was throwing 400 yards a game, 3-4 touchdowns a game. Meanwhile, Zeke was, eating.
I'll tell you what.
In.
You chose Derrick Henry. I'm taking Zeke. Zeke's out.
Give him the heater.
Zeke's out. See you, Zeke. And Zeke will finish top 15, but
yeah,
he's out.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna take the route. No.
You think he's just gonna be ineffective?
I don't think he's gonna be ineffective, but I don't think he's gonna be Zeke.
Oh, I wholeheartedly disagree with you.
Love it.
Wholeheartedly. I think he'll be either hurt, just like Henry. By the way, if Henry doesn't get hurt, I'm gonna be wrong. He's in. So that's all. But I'm making my call.
They did pay
I'm
Zeke.
putting my name on the line.
They did pay Zeke. Tony Pollard looks good when he's in there. I think if anything, they're just gonna.
He kind of looked crappy when he got a chance. Remember that? Remember the Tony Pollard game?
Oh no.
I think Zeke's in, but you're right. It's probably dumb for me to say that 27-year-old Derrick Henry's out when he has. I don't know if he has less mileage though. If he has that 400. Does he? He might. He probably still
I think
has less mileage.
Zeke has the most carries. I think when we look
at
it,
that's right. But Henry wasn't too far behind.
And they're declining. You can look over the last 2 years and see that Zeke's carries are declining.
Okay, carries? You mean numbers or you mean yards per carry? Because touches. Yeah, that's true. He did have 10. Dude, I love Zeke. You're right. I think that it's probably safer to say that Zeke's gonna fall off than Derrick Henry, but I'm going off of the C-Mac level workload always lends itself. You could have a ton of carries your whole career, like an Emmett, but maybe you didn't have that one where you ran 450 times or something like that.
Well, and at some point, you're like, stop giving the ball to Emmett. He looks so tired.
Even Emmett's like, he didn't understand that he could just stop playing football.
Yeah.
He's like, I have so much money, I don't want to do this anymore.
By the way, I got the streams live.
Ooh.
I just had to click go live, and we got one viewer.
Oh, what's up, homies? It might be you. We're just streaming. We're just streaming to be able to get
Fair
it up.
enough.
So it wasn't streaming this whole time?
Yeah,
had
there
to
was a
hit start
button.
stream.
There was a button I had to click on the page.
Oh, good to learn. All right, I'm actually trying to do this whole process so that I don't have to upload later. But whatever, we're learning. That's why I'm glad we did this. I want to save the what's it, smart move or fart move.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
I want to promote that a little bit and because we need people to jump on and give us their questions. All right, Zeke is out according to Brett. I say in. I choose Henry over that, even though that seems a little risky. Number 10, Kareem Hunt. I say out.
Yeah, I think he's got to be out.
He's out. He's out.
Just only because I don't want him to be out, but
Yeah.
I think just based on what we've seen, the trend,
Yeah.
somebody's got to be out.
He's the RB2.
Who's going to be out?
Who's going to be? How often are two running backs on the same team going to be both top 12?
And you
2
have
years in a row.
3 young bucks just waiting to take place,
Mhm.
plus 2 guys we'll get to that were injured.
Yep.
Like that's, I mean, let's say, I'll jump. We'll jump back to this, but like you got Akers, Dobbins, Swift,
Mm-hmm.
all just sitting there waiting
Mhm.
for their chance.
Yeah, he might be out. Oh, that's a great point. How about this?
You got
Tons of
C-Mac, you got
Saquon.
Saquon, like 5 guys. So at least 5 are out.
Oh, bro, you make such a great point. Sometimes it's not a fall off. It's like
Changing of the guard.
and they're still great. Like if you look at the actual points he scored, 218.
You
It's
got
just like
Eckler's coming off injury.
yeah, and you might be like, all right, 218 solid, but it's just that 12 other guys scored more than 218. They just had 12 more guys had good years.
Yeah. Mixon's coming off injury. Like there's a
Right.
ton of players.
Right. Mixon's the guy I'll never
The
put in the top 12 ever again.
Yeah, me neither. I hate him. But the Dolphins running backs as a whole finished like
been, yeah.
like as a whole, if you combine them into one player,
Yeah.
like finished top 7 last season.
Yep. So Kareem's out. Number 11, Mike Davis. I mean,
Oh, that's a tough one.
that's
See
a
ya.
tough
You're
one.
out.
See ya. Mike Davis is out. I think we all. If you don't know, Mike Davis. I mean, obviously, right? He's a handcuff. One of the best handcuffs in the last at least 10 years to come in and just be dominant and help a lot of teams. I mean, he
Yeah.
wasn't dominant. He had some bad games, but a guy you probably picked up for free on waivers. I picked
Hey,
him up.
he was a game winner.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. But he's out. He's on a new team. He's with the Falcons. You know what I thought about this, though? How funny would it be if he's in? Like, the most obvious one who's out is Mike Davis to me. And it would be so funny. He signed a decent contract with the Falcons. Todd Gurley, had he not finished the year so garbage after their bye week, week 10 or whatever, he went from RB7 to RB 20-something. Over the last 6 games, going from he's scoring 11 points a game to 11 to 20 points a game, and then all of a sudden he's scoring like 3 points. Anyways, what if Mike Davis is the starting running back for the Falcons and plays all year?
Okay, let's look at the running back situation. You have Mike Davis, you have Ito Smith,
Brian Hill,
and
whoever they draft, most likely, right? Probably a 4th rounder, 3rd rounder.
There are
maybe.
a couple guys still on free agency that they could get, but
Yeah. So I mean that'd be kind of. I mean he's an easy out, and it's the best bet. But at the same time, what if? He'd be hilarious if he was in.
that'd be wild.
He
He's out.
would defy all odds, but he's out. There you go. Nick Chubb is 12. He's in.
He's in.
All right, so we got. Let's count the outs. Nick Chubb is in because he's awesome. Second best pure running back in football behind Derrick Henry.
But he finished behind his backup, Kareem Hunt.
He did because he missed hella time. That's
Fair.
why. He missed 1,
Just trying
2,
to
3,
build a
4.
compelling argument.
4 points. He missed 4.5 games. And by the way, one thing about Kareem Hunt, can we just go back to he was an absolute disappointment when he took over. You thought Kareem Hunt, the ultimate handcuff, once he gets to the starting role, if Chubb ever goes down, he's going to be a freak, elite RB1. He was not at all.
Give me the numbers here.
In the weeks that Chubb missed, 4 weeks, 18, 7, 19, 9.
Ups and downs.
But I mean, come on, that's the guy you thought he's going to come in
on
and
the
be
on the
a
low
beast.
on the downs. Who are they playing?
Vegas. Yeah, I'm just going to stop right there. He had a rough game against Pittsburgh too.
They had a good defense last
They
season.
do. Since he does not, he had a good game. But Vegas. But either way, I mean,
Vegas beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, but not their defense. Their defense
That's why
was
every
trash.
time I have to defend the Raiders, I'm like, but they beat the Chiefs.
I know, right? They have. I don't know. Maybe we're wrong about the Raiders. Maybe Jacobs. Maybe whatever his name is, Al McKenzie and Gruden. Maybe they know what they're doing. I don't know. They're doing some weird shit.
Mike Mayock.
Chubb, for instance, later in the year in a need to win it game, and both teams need to win a game. Week 17 against Pittsburgh, put up 16 points, for instance. That's what RB1s do. Let's go back. Let's count the outs and let's call the ins, and then we're gonna get out of here. We got about 5-10 minutes before we gotta go. We have to come to consensus on the outs. No, I guess we don't.
Well,
if I say Derrick Henry's out, who do I put in? I'm gonna put Chubb in. He'll move up, but that doesn't really count. Let's go.
Derrick Henry's going to fall completely out of the top 12, though.
Yeah, injury. I'm calling injury. I'm calling it. I'm calling my shot. That's where the Zeke thing, it's like you're either calling injury or you're not. I don't think it's going to be situation or anything like that. That's just what I think.
Well, this is like, what about David Johnson?
What about him?
He went from being the RB1 to almost irrelevant.
I think Zeke's built different. I do. I think he's the type of guy that can just keep. He's such an Emmitt Smith looking guy to me, where he's probably got 4 more. Zeke might have 3 or 4 more solid years at running back, and 2 more top 7 years. That's just what I. And I'm going with Derrick Henry. I'm purely going off the whole. He did 2,000 yards. There's tends to be a major fall off after a 2,000-yard season. It's purely like, it's more of a statistical thing. It's like odds are this guy either gets hurt or falls off pretty soon.
Where does Zeke in the top 12? Where is Zeke? Is he on the back end? Is he in the middle? Is he
I
in the
like
front?
Zeke as a top 7. Zeke and Kamara to me are like the same play this year. If you want to go redraft, I would coin flip those two dudes. There's going to be, I think they're going to be putting up about the same points per game. I don't know if they'll play the same amount of games, but I think they'll be putting up the same points per game. So that's my range. It's like 6, 7, 8 range. So let's pick the ins. Who's in? You say Zeke, I say Derrick Henry. Either way, let's pick a guy.
Okay.
My first guy that's in, you probably Gibson.
I was going to say C-Mac.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's go with the injury guys. C-Mac's in, so that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Who's our second out? James Robinson. Saquon Barkley.
Again, both guys are coming off injuries. Who's to say they're not going to get injured again?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, I don't know. But yes, I'm not going to bet against Saquon or C-Mac.
Yeah. So, and I also, by the way, the other reason I pick Henry and the reason I like you pick Zeke is because you do have to make a bet on the injury thing. Every year, a beast, 2 or 3 beasts fall out of the top 12 that should be in the top 12. It's not ineffective. They get injured. It happens every single year. So,
or they become ineffective. Le'Veon Bell took a year off and then was never the same.
Exactly. So, okay, yeah, let's put in, so we got Henry, Zeke, me and you disagree there, but they're out, and then C-Mac's in there. And then Saquon for James Robinson, Josh Jacobs, who fills in there, Eckler.
It could be Eckler, yes. I think Eckler, if Eckler could stay healthy the whole season, he finishes top 6.
Mm-hmm. I'm tempted to kind of just be done with Eckler. I'm kind of tempted to be like, maybe...
Dude, he's got so much. He's so little tread. He has so much tread on his tires.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, so I had this thing with Eckler when I was, he finished
his first game back. He came out and put up 24 points.
Yeah, that's true. Let's not overthink it. Let's go Eckler.
Dude's gonna catch 12 balls a game.
I'll be, I'll let you change my mind. I like to be open-minded. I like to change my mind. Let's go Jacobs out. So Eckler's in. So now we got C-Max, Saquon, and Eckler. This is pretty chalk so far. Zeke and Derek count as one, kind of, because we're disagreeing. Kareem Hunt's out. Who's in? I'm going to go Gibson, if you don't have one.
I was going to say, yeah, let's I think Gibson's out. But I'm going to say...
You think Gibson's out?
Yeah, I think he finisches top 15.
Really?
Again, dude's a young buck. Already got injured. I don't want to see a guy who misses a couple games.
Right, but he could be a Dalvin type of situation who missed more games his rookie season, less games his second season, still less his third.
They got Ryan Fitzpatrick, good defense, get the lead, hold the lead by running the ball. I could see it.
And also, what was the year that Cam went to the Super Bowl? Was it 2016? 15. wasn't it? Okay, the one point I'm trying to make is like, homie, Ron Rivera compared him to C-Mac. Ron Rivera also coached C-Mac and played C-Mac like C-Mac. So I think Ron Rivera's coaching style lends itself to a bell cow role, and he already made the comparison, and then he played him like that. He gave him, 15 to 20 carries a game, and then 5 to 8 targets a game. I think you got, other than injury, you got to probably he might be the guy that I'd be like, that guy is top 5. Like, Kamara's out of the top 5, this guy's in, type of thing.
Antonio Gibson, get him
Antonio
in
Gibson.
there.
All right, 11. Mike Davis is out. Who goes in for him?
Let's go. I want to put DeAndre Swift in the top, man.
All right, you
top
got
12.
You got a few. We have a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
We got Clyde, Akers, Swift.
I think Clyde's out.
Okay.
I do like Swift though. I think just because of the situation that they're walking into, I think that like it's gonna be a heavy Swift show.
Yeah, and the dude did say he thinks he's a bell cow. I think that's a good call, and not even to be contrarian, but my gut goes Cam. I think Cam showed what David Montgomery showed, kinda, at the end of the year. You know what I mean? They both went through the same. Don't you think? Like Cam's last 6 game and David, like Cam was worse. He had a couple bad games, but he did this kind of the same thing. Like, oh, this guy took over. So I think that I like the Swift pick. I feel like they like Cam. They're gonna want to revolve around him a little bit. I think that offense is gonna be better. So I could pick Cam Akers. So Gibson, Akers, Swift.
And they got rid of that huge roadblock for Cam Akers and Malcolm Brown. if you're not the yeah.
You don't like Cam because he wasn't able to overcome that?
He did at the end of the season, but it's just irritating. It's like, what are you doing, kid?
All right. Can we
can't
do
beat out Malcolm
I'm going to
Brown.
do all right, that has been in and out.
Wait, one more?
No, I think that was it because
I'd
Chubb
like-
was 12.
One person I think might be in the top 12 that we didn't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever the starting running back rookie
Dolphins.
is for the Steelers.
Yeah, I know,
Let's
right?
just say Javonte Williams.
Yes, and this is what's tough, man. It's because like there are so many guys that look like they should be in the top 12 coming out. So then it's like, who do you kick out? And who do you kick out? Old guys that either become ineffective or just guys you think are a lock that will get hurt.
The cool part about this year is like, let's take a Naheem Hines.
Mm-hmm.
I think Naheem Hines is the same player who finished RB15 last season. I think he's going to be the same player, put up the same stats, but finish RB20 or 21.
Yeah.
So it's like we're going to get a lot more
production
out of the top 25 running backs than we
Yes.
did last season.
Yes, and that exactly. That's a great point.
So there will be more highly effective RB2s than there was last year.
Right, and that could be a point you could make that that could back up your thing about Gibson, where Gibson might never be C-Mac necessarily. He might be given a good role, 15 to 20 touches a game, but he's putting up top 13 numbers. It's really good.
Yeah,
but there's just 12.
It's gonna be the first year where there's 15 RB1s.
yeah. You're like they
like
all
that.
scored 230 points or more, or something like that. All right, that has been. All right, here we go. You ready for the music? That has been In and Out. It was actually in or out, so I fucked up. That's in or out. Could we drop a fart? I love it. Our production is unreal. Thank you guys for watching. This is I think half of this streamed, but I'm going to put the rest up later. Peace, mad love. Subscribe on, go to iTunes, Spotify, all that bullshit. And subscribe and support. And subscribe on the YouTube. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace out.